Hey, what's going on, people? I hope you guys are doing good. Today we're going to be talking about what is on my Galaxy S22 Ultra. In case you guys don't know, this is one of my favorite phones so far. I absolutely love all the functionality behind it. I've done tons of videos, and today we're going to talk about how I've made it my own, how I personalized it, and some of the apps that I use day in and day out. So first things first, let's talk about the cases that I'm using. Currently, I'm using cases from Casetify. I love cases. I switch them constantly. I bounce between different case manufacturers, but I recently came across Casetify. I know they've been around forever, but I really like their cases. I love all of their different selections. Plus, I really like the fact that you can customize cases like you see here. I mean, how cool is that? It's got JC written all over it, my initials. This is my case. You guys better not be taking my case unless you want to see some merch. So like this video if you want to see me drop some merch. So I have this one on my blue S22 Ultra, and then on my black S22 Ultra, I have this one, which is like an X-ray of my phone. So you can see like the battery and all the other components that make up the S22 Ultra. That one's really cool. I also have this leather one that's like padded. So this is legit leather and it actually has some padding to it. This is a really nice case. And then I have this snake one that is also really, really nice. You can feel the snake texture on it. And I love how it's clear. So if I pop this on my blue S22 Ultra, it looks great, and the black one looks even better. Plus, all their cases are made of recycled foam materials. And look at the inside, like this green, like I love that two-tone. And they provide great protection. So I'm gonna drop a link to Casetify down in the description, as well as a discount code so you can grab a case for yourself. Check them out. They also have some of the best collaborations, like they collaborate with Clot and the NBA and many other major brands out there, so you can pick up a really awesome collaboration case that are very limited. So check them out. So those are the cases that I'm currently using. Now let's talk about what I'm using for a screen protector, because I definitely recommend picking one up for your phone, especially on the S22 Ultra due to the curved display. But the one that I'm using is from Whitestone Dome. The install process is very tedious, reminds me of Breaking Bad. You have like UV lights, almost looks like a little chemical lab or something. But in any case, once you get it on, it's great, very responsive, as you can see. It works with the in-display fingerprint scanner, no problem. And when you pop out the S Pen, it works flawlessly, so you don't have to worry about any latency issues or anything like that. And it goes edge to edge, and it feels and looks great. So for my lock screen, I have this really cool always on display. It's animated. I downloaded it through the Galaxy theme store. It's just like a frowny face that has some static. It's really cool because it goes with the theme of my phone. I switched it up and now I'm using Deadpool. I love the yellow and the red combo. Plus I just really like Deadpool. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. He's hilarious. And the lock screen looks pretty good, especially with these yellow icons down here in the bottom left and bottom right corners right here. So we'll go ahead and dive into the phone and I'll show you my home screen setup. Up at the top, I have the at a glance widget. This is just a stock widget that comes on the phone. If you go into your available widgets and then go under Google, you'll see it right here at a glance. And I really like it because it gives you a lot of useful information throughout your day, such as the weather, any calendar events, or other notifications. You'll see it pop up, and I really like it. Plus, it's super clean. You can see my Deadpool wallpaper right here. I love this wallpaper. You can see he's mocking a lot of different things, like he's got the Thanos glove, some Kleenex, a dirty magazine, little unicorn, Pokemon. Like he's making fun of a lot of different stuff. Plus, you have like the Thor hammer down here. I don't know. I think it's clever, and I like it. I have two folders, one for all my Google apps, so like YouTube, YouTube Studio, YouTube Music, so on and so forth. And then I have a social folder with all my social media apps. I don't use any third-party social media apps, I just use the regular ones. I find that they do the job perfectly fine. On the left-hand side, I have my Google Now feed, which is pretty much what I use 24/7. But if I go on a trip or if I'm somewhere where I want to consume some content, I occasionally switch to Samsung Free, just because it gives you a lot of like free live TV, movies, and some free games that you don't have to download. But for the most part, I just keep the Google Now feed. On the bottom here, I have the Dialer app, and then my messaging app of choice, which is Blue Bubbles. I use Blue Bubbles because it's how I'm able to get iMessages on my phone. So in case you missed that video, I'm gonna link it at the card up top. It's how I can use my Apple Watch with my Galaxy device and get all of my iMessages and be able to communicate with my family through Apple services. And I really like Blue Bubbles. Then I have my camera app. The email app of choice I use is Outlook. And then the browser that I use is Chrome. But that's pretty much it for my main page of my home screen. On the right-hand side, I have the month calendar widget. This is a third-party calendar widget. I paid for the premium services, so that way I get like additional themes. And overall, it's just a clean look. And if I tap on like a event, so we'll do the WWDC event right here, you can see it pulls it up. Everything is super clean, and you can go into the actual app. So if I pull up the month calendar app right here, you can really fine tune everything. So we'll go back and go under settings, and you can fine tune everything right here. So you can really make this calendar widget your own. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The icon pack that I'm using is called the EID Nightmare icon pack, and you can download it for free, I believe, from the Galaxy theme store. I think it's free. It might be 99 cents, but I'm pretty sure it's free. But you can see it turns all the icons like yellow and black. The ones that are not supported still get the yellow and black look to it around the colored icon. And it just looks really clean. And it also goes to the lock screen, as I showed you on the bottom left and right. So it just really matches the wallpapers that I'm using. Plus, I went into the wallpaper and style setting, and I adjusted the color palette. So now if I pull down my notification shade, you can see I have the yellow and black theme all throughout my phone. If I go into the dialer, you can see it here as well. So let's go ahead and dive into the app drawer. You can see I have folders to organize my apps, which is different than what I normally do. Typically in the past, I just have my apps all scattered out, but I wanted to be a little bit more organized, especially for this video. So let's take a look at the benchmark apps that I have installed on my phone. I have 3D Mark, I have Geekbench 5, which tests out the CPU performance, and then GFX Bench, which is kind of like 3D Mark, but it gives you a much longer, more thorough benchmark test, so you get a lot of results. But these three are like standardized benchmark tests that I install on every Android phone. That way I can use the results for comparison purposes or just as a reference for when doing a review. So next to my benchmark apps folder, I have Customize, and these are all the apps that I use to customize my S22 Ultra. First and foremost, we have Good Lock, and inside of here, you have a lot of different modules that you can install, like Routines Plus, Home Up, Navstar, Clockface, and a lot of others. And this is just a great way for you to squeeze a little bit more out of your S22 Ultra, especially when it comes to customization. And yes, Samsung does create Good Lock, so everything works beautifully. If you want a full video on Good Lock, let me know, and I'll add it to the list. Next to Good Lock, I have HDQ Walls. It's a free wallpaper app, and there's a lot of wallpapers to choose from. This is my new wallpaper app of choice, and it's been really good to me. Like, I find tons of awesome wallpapers in here, including the Deadpool ones that I'm using right now. Next to that, I have One Hand Operation Plus and Pentastic. Both of these are modules that I installed from Good Lock. One Hand Plus just gives me a better one-handed control or one-handed mode on the S22 Ultra, which is definitely useful. And Pentastic allows me to tweak S Pen settings like Air Command. I can go back to the original or retro Note Air Command. I can also switch up to different pointers, so I can do default, basic, heart, and there's a lot of others to choose from. Plus you have different sounds, and you can tweak the double tap shortcut gesture. All right, so backing out of Customize, I have my gaming folder. Now this is where things get really cool, because typically I'm not a mobile gamer, but I've really been getting into it, and I've downloaded more and more games. So going inside of here, I have Alto's Adventure. It's a fun game. It's like snowboarding. There's not like a high level of intricacy to this game, so it's not like a very in-depth game like an RPG game or anything like that. It's just a fun game to play when you're trying to waste some time. Same thing with Badland. It's similar to Alto's Adventure, but instead you're like this little black dot and you gotta move through different mazes and stuff. It's really fun. Again, both of these games are just a fun way to waste time. Also, Deathworm, that's another fun time waster. Like, you're a worm and you have to go underground and like eat people and destroy like cars and jets and planes, helicopters, stuff like that. It's just fun. It's just a fun way to kill some time and destroy some stuff. It reminds me of that Hungry Shark game. Then I have Game Launcher, again, just a pre-installed app on the S22 Ultra. Next to that, I have Game Pass. I absolutely love Xbox Game Pass, especially when it works right and you have a strong 5G connection, or if you're on Wi-Fi, it's great. But if you're on like 4G LTE or have a really weak signal, Game Pass can mess up, but I just love playing console games on my S22 Ultra. Game plugins is something I just recently discovered. It works in conjunction with Game Launcher and Game Booster Plus. There's different modules that you can download, like Aim Assist, Daily Limits, Game Clock, GIF Creator, Perf Z, and Priority Mode, and you can download these individually. That way you can get a little bit more out of your gaming to help you get them W's. Now I also have Grim Valor. This is a classic game. I show it in nearly every single smartphone video. It's my favorite mobile game and I always go back to it. It's like an RPG game and you can do a lot with it. Then we have MD2 and Gen emulator. This is a Sega Genesis emulator. Tons of games on here. I mean, look at this. The list just keeps going and going and going. And what I like about it is I get to play Earthworm Jim. I love Earthworm Jim. I wish they would remake it. And until they do, I can go on here and play it on my S22 Ultra. There's Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2. They have Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time, like tons and tons of games on here, including Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 5 Sub-Zero. I mean, like I said, the list just keeps going on, and all of these are free. Then I have Scribble Racer. It's a fun game to use the S Pen with. You just gotta go through the maze and avoid things, and you're using the S Pen to draw your way out of different mazes. And Stickman Warriors is really fun. It's an interesting twist on Dragon Ball Z as well as Stick Fighters. And overall, it's really fun. They have like some interesting names for the characters, so that way like there's no copyright infringement and stuff like that, like Jita and Gomu, things like that. But overall, it's just a fun game to play, especially if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan like I am. All right, so backing out of gaming, next to that I have my Google folder. Really nothing here to show you. Everything is pretty typical. I guess if I had to talk about anything, it'd be like Google Fi is what I use for service on my S22 Ultra. And I'm going to switch to Google Pay because Samsung Pay has let me down, and I have a video coming up on that, but I'm really disappointed with Samsung Pay. Out of all these years that I've been talking about it, I finally realized something and it kind of pissed me off, so I'm gonna be switching back to Google Pay. Then I have Podcast, which is Google's podcast app. I just find it to be the cleanest and best for me. Let me know what podcast app you use on Android down in the comments below. And then everything else is pretty much generic and basic. Then I have my Microsoft Office folder. So inside of here are my Microsoft apps because I am a Microsoft user. So I have the Office app, OneDrive, Outlook, like I said, is my email app of choice. I just like the layout. And then for my To-Do app, I have Microsoft To-Do. I love how it's universal. I can install it on any phone, any computer, and it keeps all of my to-dos, lists, and reminders in sync across the board. And the best part is it's free. So if you don't have a To-Do app right now and you're looking for a good free one with tons of advanced features, make sure to check out Microsoft To-Do. I'm telling you, it's a really underrated app. Moving on to my music folder, I only have a few apps in here. First and foremost is Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound and Artlist are two of the main sources that I go to for background music, such as the music that you hear in this video. They're great. I'll leave links to sign up for both platforms in the description. They offer their own unique twist on music. Artlist has a lot of great music that has lyrics, whereas Epidemic Sound has tons of great instrumentals. Both are awesome platforms, but a lot of people don't realize Epidemic Sound actually has a mobile app that you can go into, listen to their music, their entire library, and then you can download that music onto your phone, and it keeps everything in sync with your Epidemic Sound account. And it's really cool because if you're doing some mobile editing for like social media or even YouTube, you can use this app to download background music and then add that into your timeline on your phone. So pretty awesome. Next to that, I have Moises or Moises, I can't say it. It's basically noises, but with an M. And what's great about this is you can actually upload songs that have lyrics to their platform. It uses AI to process everything, and you can remove lyrics from music to create an instrumental. So check this out. I have a song right here that I downloaded from Epidemic Sound. And if I fast forward, you can hear it has lyrics. Now watch this. I just cut out the lyrics. Now I just have the instrumental. And it's also giving me my notes up here at the top, which is kind of cool. But if I want to use the lyrics for like a remix, there we go. Now I just have the lyrics. How cool is that? So I can go back to instrumental, or I can decrease the lyrics and leave them in, but adjust the volume so they're not as loud. And then if I'm happy, I could just tap on export, and now I have an instrumental version or an a cappella version of a song. And you can also, if I go into files here and then pick the song, you can break it up into different tracks. So you can have vocals, drums, bass, and other. So there's a lot that you can do. This is totally free. I'll leave a link to it in the description, and it's a lot of fun. And then the music app of choice that I have currently is YouTube Music. I have actually canceled my Spotify subscription, and Apple Music is pretty crap on Android, so I've just been using YouTube Music,
and I'm not disappointed. I think it has a very large library, and the overall app is intuitive, and I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and back out of my music folder. Next to that, I have my photo and video folder. Beginning at the top, I have background eraser. Now, I know you can do this with the S Pen using the gallery and a few tweaks with the S22 Ultra without a third-party app, but this uses AI, and it actually works pretty good. It does have ads, as you can see, but it is a free app, so no complaints from me. Let's go ahead and dive into the interface. I'm gonna pull up a photo real quick, so let's go ahead and find one. Right here, this one. And you'll see the AI will remove the background, and it works pretty good. If I'm happy with that, I can just hit the check mark, erase the ad, and then I can add a background. So we'll go ahead and select a background like this one. I'll put myself in this little corner, and look at that. And of course, if I'm happy with it, I can hit the check mark, save the photo, and then edit it, blend everything together. I don't know, it's a little cheesy, at least this picture is, but it's really useful if you sell a lot of stuff on like eBay or other platforms and you want to take out the background of the item and then put it just on a white background. It's really useful for that. Also, if you want to do some superimposing like you see here, you could do that and fool your friends and things like that. So moving on, we have the Expert RAW app. I've done a dedicated video on this. This is how you can get 16-bit RAW images out of the S22 Ultra. Samsung does make it. It's very familiar to the Pro mode inside the regular camera app, but this gives you higher quality RAW. So if you want to get the most out of the camera, go ahead and install that. And check out the video that I did on Expert RAW because it will help guide you through the app and what it can do. Motion Cam is another app that I've done a dedicated video on. This is how you can record true RAW video with the S22 Ultra. And what's great about this is in post, if you're using something like DaVinci Resolve, you can tweak the white balance, the ISO, all of that after you've taken the video. Check out the video that I've done to explain it all and show you the benefits of it. It's not for everybody, but if you want to get a little bit more out of the video quality on your phone, check it out. And once again, it is a free app. Then I have Snapseed. It is a free photo editor, probably the best free photo editor for Android and for iOS for that matter. Tons of control in here. Like you have built-in filters down here on the bottom, but if you go under tools, look at all of these tools and you can really tweak the image. I would say this is probably second to Lightroom. And Lightroom you have to pay for. This is completely free. And I believe Google owns the rights to this app and it is just a fantastic app. So definitely check it out. Moving right along, we have the Vision Plus S1 app. This is how I control my PowerVision S1 gimbal. If you haven't seen that gimbal, make sure to check it out. It's like a 3-in-1 gimbal. It's a tabletop tripod, a gimbal, and a wireless charger all in one. And it can also track you. It uses AI inside of their camera app, and it can literally track you, so it's great for social media videos and a bunch of other stuff. So one of my favorite gimbals for smartphones. Definitely check out that app and the gimbal. So the Galaxy S22 Ultra has a fantastic screen recorder, and it does a lot. I use it all the time to record the screen whenever I'm doing tips and tricks videos, and I'm sure you guys have seen me use it. But if you want a little bit more out of your screen recorder, like the ability to record things that typically the S22 Ultra's stock screen recorder won't let you record, you can download X Recorder, and it gives you a ton of different settings. So if I dive into the settings here, it's gonna give you options for your audio settings, so you can record from the microphone, the internal audio, or both internal and microphone, and then you can adjust the volume of the internal audio and microphone. Plus you can apply noise reduction. So a lot there. You can adjust your video settings, so you have different resolutions to choose from, all the way up to Quad HD, which is the resolution of the display. You can also adjust the quality that's being recorded, or the compression, and you can adjust the frames per second. You have your orientation, save location, you can break the videos up into segments, and a lot of other stuff. To go with X Recorder, I have UCut. UCut I found to be the best free video editing application for the S22 Ultra, and I guess for Android for that matter. So if I add a couple clips in here and take you into the app, you can see you have your clips down here, so you can scrub through your clips. Everything is nice and buttery smooth. You have a lot of effects up here, so you can trim clips, you can apply music, filters, effects, text, stickers. You can do picture in picture, so I can add another video here, and I can do picture in picture. I can do different animations. There's also different transitions that you can apply. And then once you have your video ready to go, you can save it. You can adjust the resolution, the frame rate, and of course the quality. Now there is one caveat to this app being free. If I go into like effects, you can see there are pro effects that you don't get with the free option. Overall, I don't find those limitations to be a problem. If, however, you do run into an issue and you really want to get everything this app has to offer, if I go back to the main page and then tap on Pro, you can see a one-time purchase is only $12.99, so you don't need a subscription to unlock this app. And I think that's definitely a win. All right, so let's go ahead and bounce out of photo and video. And then I have my utilities folder. Inside of here, I have Handshaker. This is a great application that allows you to transfer files from your Android device to a PC or Mac computer. You do have to install Handshaker on your computer in order to make this work. I find it to be a little bit better than Android file transfer simply because I get to see the files before transferring them over, whereas with Android file transfer, I just have to guess pretty much. Next to Handshaker, I have LastPass, which is my password manager. I've been using LastPass for years, so it's really painful for me to try to switch to a different password manager. Send Anywhere is the wireless file transfer app of choice. Like I said, Handshaker can do a good enough job, and I'm sure most people will be fine with it, but Send Anywhere is just better in almost every way. It allows me to transfer files almost as quick as AirDrop, and I can use this app from Android to Windows PC, Android to iOS, or Android to Mac, and everything is also vice versa. And I can transfer anything from audio to pictures, videos, documents, apps, everything. It is a free app, but if you want some of the premium features like 1 terabyte cloud storage and other things, you can go on a subscription service and download Cindy. If you just want to get rid of the ads, you can do so by going into the settings, tapping on remove ads, and then paying a one-time fee of $4.99. The ads don't bother me, so I'm cool with the free version. But like I said, this is probably the closest AirDrop competitor for Android that I've found. So I have a couple more apps that I want to talk about. The first of which is my news app of choice, and that is Feedly. I get all of my tech information, camera information, and also some local news all through Feedly. It's just a great app. I love the interface. If you're not familiar with Feedly, it's just a great overall app, and I prefer it over something like Flipboard. In terms of my weather app of choice, I'm using Weather Underground. In the past, I was a big fan of like the Weather Channel app, but I just really couldn't deal with all the ads and how slow that app was. And I found that Dark Skies was actually the best for Android, but then Apple bought them and now it's gone off of Android. And Weather Underground's probably the closest or best alternative to Dark Skies. Like I really like the interface. All the information is right there, so I don't have to dig around for it. And it's pretty accurate for the most part. And like I said, it's just a clean app. It does have ads, but they're not super intrusive. And I don't have to watch random videos in order to just see my weather, which is the biggest reason why I prefer this over many of the others on the App Store.
So there you have it. That was what's on my Galaxy S22 Ultra. Links to the apps as well as the accessories featured in this video can be found in the description. Shout out to Casetify one last time for sponsoring this video. I really like their cases. Make sure to check them out and check the description for a discount code. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos like this. Comment down below if you have any ideas for future content, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.